Hi everyone, it's FB here with a cast of the BA Championship 2015 United States GP. This event is hosted by the Black Angel team and will last for about 1 hour. Pit stops will be necessary for the drivers to refill their fuel during the race, and they also have to make sure to avoid getting penalties by crashing or driving outside of the road, which will require the player to visit the pit stop an extra time. If you want to participate in one of these races, then you'll have to download the Stadium F1 Title Pack and simply get on the server before it starts. And we are currently waiting for the race to start, as you can see, and in the meantime let's have a look at the current rankings. Last race was on the Russian GP, which I unfortunately wasn't able to cast, but it looks like Marius89 further extended its lead and is now topping the rankings with 468 points. And of course we already know that Marius89 is the overall winner of the season with 4 races left to go. And following him we have Edster at second place with 306 points, and then Shak is at third with 220 points. Losko is found at 4th place with 195 points, ahead of Sopra at 5th with 187 and MC Robert at 6th with 136. Lars is at 7th with 129 points, Soren is at 8th with 111 points, and then we have Shumi at 9th with 96 points, and lastly Major at 10th place with 91 points. And the warm-up is over, so we are about to start. Let me switch to Marius89, who is participating again this time, trying to get one more win. He's of course been winning most of these races, and will of course be one of the big favorites as we have started the race. We also see Edster with a good start, currently at 2nd place in the rankings, and Edster usually gets pretty good start in these races, so this is not really that much of a surprise that he will go up in the lead. Let's see though how long he can keep it, as he enters another turn, extends his lead, and then we'll see at the 3rd place that Calvi is currently occupying that position. I believe he might be playing for the first time. I don't think I've seen him play this race before. That's gonna be 1 lap. This track of course a bit shorter than usual. The local record is 50 seconds and is by Calvi, 50.12 in front of Marius89 and Shumi at 3rd place. Shumi though not playing this time. You can see who else are participating in the race. Here's Calvi at 3rd, and then Shak is also playing. He's at 4th right now. And Saper at 5th. Shorty joined the server just before the race started. I don't think he knows the track too well, but he is playing this time as well, as he gets a no drift and hits an invisible wall. I got informed here before the race started that MC Robert has added invisible walls around the track, so that the players will not drive outside of the road too much. So that's a new thing for this edition, and as Shorty hits another invisible wall. So want to make sure that you stay on the road. MC Robert is also playing. He's at 6th, but it looks like Mash just passed him, so he's down another position. Lars is at 8th place. Losko is playing as well at 9th, and Real Salvador is at 10th place, Shorty down to 11th. Here's Firestorm at 12th, in front of Kira from Black at 13th, and then I think last player is Klaus at 14th place. Janko seems to have quit, and Sarah Pantau is standing still. So we got 14 players participating. Edster still in the lead, entering yet another lap. Also another new addition for this race is that you now have much more fuel than you used to have. So that means that we will see fewer pit stops during the race. We see Edster's fuel still being in the green area. Once it goes down to the red area, he will have to enter the pit stop and refill his fuel. As you see, Marius89 overtaking Edster. And in the downhill, he builds up a bit more speed as well. So this is right now Really close battle between these two players. Great turn from Edster just before the finish. And entering the next lap, he's back to first place again. It looks like these two players have built up a bit of a lead. Saper is up to third place, have passed Calvi. And then we see Shuck at fifth place. So already seeing some gaps starting to build between the players. Oh, as Mash will pass Shuck. Must have made a mistake. Let's go back to Morris89 and Edster. They are side by side almost. Very close fight. Oh, as Morris89 gets a small bump from the curb. That will allow Edster to build up a massive lead of a few tenths. As we enter yet another lap. Shorty is learning the map quickly. He's known for being a very fast learner. Has won multiple no-trained events, so he's gonna set a new personal best in that lap, 56 seconds, but he's still 6 seconds behind the world record. I wouldn't be surprised though if Shorty got close to the world record if he kept playing this all the way to the end. Edster does this part really well. Can extend his lead even more. And this time there will be 65 laps. There's no lap counter unfortunately on the server, but I've done some math here, so I know that there are 195 checkpoints in total, and you can see the checkpoint total to the right. Right now, the players have passed 18 checkpoints. So again, 195 checkpoints will be passed, and then the race will be over. So a huge gap now, down to third place. Calvi is back to that position. Looks like Saper has dropped down to fifth place. Has allowed Shuck to pass him. Mash has fallen down a bit as well. Was in front of Shuck last time. Shuck now trying to catch up to Calvi. And not really being successful in that so far. It's about the same distance. You see that Calvi is 12 seconds behind Morris89 and Edster, so already some big distances between the players. Also see Shorty with another improvement, now down to 53 seconds, and then in the next lap down to 52 seconds. So he's learning. Wouldn't be surprised if he's setting a new personal best again here in the next lap. But he is at 11th place, so not really doing too well right now. Could see him though climbing the rankings and go up to a better position. Still a lot left of this race. MC Robert goes outside of the road, loses his speed as Shorty enters this corkscrew section of the track. And now the next target is Real Salvador at 9th place. Oh, didn't really build up too much speed here over the stretch. And, well, still gonna beat his personal best of 51.77 this time by Shorty. So he's getting closer and closer as you see Real Salvador with a nasty no drift. So Shorty gaining a position again. And next up is Lars. Let's go back to the top. It looks like Morris89 has taken over the lead now from Edster. As I mentioned in the start, Edster starting these races very often at first place, but then losing maybe a couple of positions as the race goes on. So he's down to 2nd place now, but already got a massive lead over 3rd place, so it's likely that he will get on the podium. As we see, Morris89 actually setting a new world record in that previous lap, 50.118. beating Calvi's time with just a few hundreds. So really good pace by Morris89, going through the last corner and entering yet another lap, having passed 30 out of 195 checkpoints now. I suppose the race will be a bit shorter now that the players don't have to enter the pit stop that frequently, because it used to be that they had to enter it maybe 5 or 6 times, or maybe even more than that. Now I think maybe only 2 or 3 times will be enough. As Mars A9 enters the corkscrew again, does it well. Seems to have built up a bigger lead now over Edster, as Shorty continues to improve his personal best, 51.57 now. Also Losco with a new best time. Morris about to overlap a Real Salvador. And he will do so in the next corner. Yeah, Edster definitely having lost a couple of seconds now on Morris89. Of course, it's hard to keep up with someone who's playing or setting a world record. See if Edster can catch up to Morris, or if this will be it. It's not the first time we see Morris gaining the lead after a rocky start and then never leaving first place. He's a very consistent player, and has mastered the art of defending your lead. So yeah, it's gonna be a tough task for Edster to close the gap here to Morris, but we'll see. Nothing's impossible, of course. See how far ahead Edster is of Shuck. Wow, it's already maybe close to 20 seconds. See if you can see exactly how far. No, we can't really. Or, well, I think it's about 12 seconds or so, possibly. See how close it is between Shuck and Calvi. Pretty close. Could see some changes here. Maybe Calvi could get back on the podium. And then Saper is also not too far behind, actually. So these 3 players currently trying to take that 3rd place, as Calvi actually will overtake Shuck entering the next lap. Shuck with a bad last turn. So Calvi up on the podium right now. So it will be interesting to follow this trio. See who else we have. We got Mash then at 6th place, but he's quite far behind Saper. Overlapping Kier from Black, and also soon Klaus. Shodi is up to 7th place now. And if he continues to drive 51-second times, or even lower than that, I could see him maybe even joining Calvi, Shuck and Saper for the fight for 3rd place. I don't really see him catching up to Morris A9 and Edster though. Then we have Losco at 8th place, 1 checkpoint behind Shodi. MC Robert at 9th, not too far behind Losco. Lars is then at 10th, looks like he might have crashed. A couple of seconds behind MC Robert. Real Salvador at 11th. And then we have Firestorm at 12th, just behind Real Salvador. And Kier from Black at 13th place, in front of Klaus at 14th, who is currently at last place, and Edster just overlapping him. And he seems to maybe be a bit closer to Morris 89. I think so. But still, Morris having a pretty comfortable lead here. And it's still going to be a while before he needs to enter the pit stop for the first time. So this is quite a big change, because He probably would have entered the pit stop like twice already by now if it was the old rules, but now we have a bit of a different rule set, and yeah, I think I like this change actually. It's also easier then to keep track of the results, because with a lot of pit stops then the players would enter it at different laps and it would be kind of messy. Oh, as Morris will improve his world record again, 50.073 this time. Getting really close to a time under 50 seconds, maybe that's what he's going for. And where's Edster? Looks like he is further behind now. This goes outside of the road there, but did not get punished for it. Definitely though, further behind. See exactly how far ahead he is of the players that are battling for third place. See the corkscrew here, Edster went through it a couple of seconds ago. And here comes Calvi going through it now. And then we have Shuck and Saper really close to each other, going through it as well. Let's go to Shuck now. Following him as he's trying to... as he went outside of the road. But didn't really lose too much time with that. And getting closer to Saper over this stretch. So an exciting fight between Saper and Shuck. Calvi seems to have built up a lead at third place, but still not impossible that Saper and Shuck would catch up to him. Shorty with another improvement, 51.25. Still at 7th place. See how close he is to Mash. Pretty close. This might just be a matter of time until Shorty will pass Mash and go up to 6th place. Looking at the round score to the right, Edster behind with 5.5 seconds. Morris 89 on his way to win yet another race. I wonder how many races he's won this season. Most of them, that's for sure. Oh, bit of a mistake from Shorty. As we saw Shuck doing as well. Gotta be careful with that. Again, penalties will be given out to the players if they go too much outside of the road at certain places. It depends on where MC Robert has put the penalties. But if you hit the penalty box, then you'll have to enter the pit stop an extra time, and that will cost you a great deal of time. Edster also with an improvement, 50.30. So he's doing what he can. Shorty is about to enter the corkscrew again, building up much more speed than Mash. Hitting the brakes a bit earlier. And exiting the turn with more speed. Looks like Shorty is about to overtake Mash. And he's going to go up to 6th place. Very different approaches to this last turn, but Shorty will stay in front. Gaining one more position. So next will be Shuck, but he's behind with 13 seconds, I think it was. So that's gonna be maybe too difficult for Shorty. As we see Mash actually answering Shorty and will gain back his 6th place. So close battle here between Mash and Shorty. And Morris is actually about to overtake both of them. So he's almost 1 lap in front. And 1 lap is of course 50 seconds, so it's already a big lead here for Marius 89. Crossing the finish line, 63 checkpoints now out of 195. Still haven't entered the pit stop, and we'll have a couple of more laps before he needs to do so. Edster definitely losing more and more time, that is the trend. Even though he's setting low 50-second times on occasion, it seems like Marius 89 is just keeping a better pace, a bit more consistent. So Edster may have to focus on taking that second place instead. Still with a huge lead over Calvi. He's 2 checkpoints in front of him, and there's only 3 checkpoints on the whole track, so that means there's quite a lot of seconds between Edster and Calvi as he hits a small obstacle. And losing a bit of time with that, but not too much though. And Shorty now with a time under 51 seconds, 50.85. And now he is in front of Mash again, and we see also that he's built up a lead. And he's also able to stay in front of Morris 89, avoids getting overlapped. And if you can keep that pace, then maybe, just maybe, Shorty could catch up to Shuck and Saper. We actually see Shuck having lost a bit of ground on Saper. So Shorty now much closer to Shuck, as he again sets a new personal best, 50.79. Yeah, it looks like Shorty may actually go up to 5th place. Would be kind of cool if he was able to climb up to the podium as well, since he didn't know the track just a few minutes before the race started. See how Shuck does this part pretty well. It's very important that you leave the corkscrew with good speed. So many long stretches on this track, so gotta make sure that you keep good speed. And Shuck still in front of Shorty, but Shorty looks to be getting closer and closer to him. Now we have reached the red area of the fuel, so we will soon see Marius entering the pit stop for the first time. Maybe one more lap after this, and then he will enter the pit stop. Oh, makes a mistake there actually. Maybe a bit too eager to try and overtake Shorty. Don't often see that from Morris 89, but didn't really lose too much time with it anyway, so wasn't too big of a deal. So yeah, maybe 2 more laps even for Morris before he enters the pit stop. Shuck, I mean Edster now gaining a bit on Morris, but it's not really much to talk about. Calvi keeping that 3rd place. He's been at this position for quite a while now. Let's see how far behind Shuck is. Seems to be maybe 10 seconds or so behind Calvi. Oh, Saper has dropped down to 7th place. What happened to Saper? Mash and Shorty have both passed him. Saper, who was really close to taking 3rd. But now it looks like that's not going to happen. Maybe even had to enter the pit stop. Yeah, it looks like he did actually. So maybe this was deliberate from Saper. I wonder if he got a penalty or if he just decided to enter the pit stop early. Not really sure. But anyway, that means of course that Saper will pass Mash and probably also Shuck and Shorty once they reach the pit stop. We see now also the warning message for Shorty and others. So they will enter the pit stop, not this lap, they will go for one more.
Return immediately to the pits.
Once you get this warning message, it will take 1 minute until the screen starts to turn black. Gradually start to turn black once, and then after a while you don't see anything, and you are forced to respawn. But you can still keep driving as long as you see a little, and should be plenty of time here for both Marius and Shorty to drive one more lap. So yeah, there's only going to be, I guess, one more pit stop after this. So much shorter race than usual. As a result, we'll see now if they will enter it. Maybe they can even go for one more. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, they're gonna go for one more lap here, so that seems to also be different then. Interesting. And Shorty also now having been overlapped by Marius89, but he's still keeping up. Right now at third place. Looks like Calvi did enter the pit stop. Did Shuck do so? Yes, he did as well. We see Saper now passing them both, and I believe he will also pass Shorty, who still haven't entered the pit stop. Edster also into the pit stop, so only Marius89 and Shorty seems to not have entered it yet. So let's see if they will do it this lap. Yeah, they must have changed the black screen as well, because usually they would have had a black screen by now. Marius89 is gonna go for one more lap even. So yeah, not sure what's going on with that. We see Shorty though entering the pit stop. So we'll have to wait here for 7 seconds. And then he will be able to continue driving. And let's see now if Saper will pass him. No, doesn't look like he will. So Shorty still in front. But how long can Marius89 keep driving? Until his screen starts to turn black. Looks like it's much more than 1 minute before you have to enter the pit stop. You still haven't gotten it, I think. But let's see though if you will enter the pit stop this lap. Okay, this time Marius will go for it, but I think maybe he could have kept driving. Maybe some sort of bug with media tracker here. So Marius into the pit stop for the first time, having crossed 89 checkpoints, and he is 25 seconds in front of Edster. A massive lead for Marius, and that's nothing new. We've seen this plenty of times before. See Marius also having to go for this route here. Does it well. See Edster entering the same lap now, so he's gonna get a bit closer. Of course, he was entering the pit stop earlier, so he's not 25 or around or around that. He's actually about 13 seconds behind, I believe. So it's not too big of a difference between first and second place. Shorty still keeping third, having kept really good pace for several laps. So he's ahead of both Saper and Calvi now, with not with that much though, but still in front. And we see him still together with Marius89, so they are driving equally. Shorty with a new time of 50.74. So both these guys are consistently setting times under 51 seconds. So they are less than 1 second from the world record on each lap. And yeah, if Shorty had known the track before the race started, then I think he could have challenged Marius89 for the win here. But as he had to drive maybe 10 or so laps before he knew the track, Marius was able to build up a lead of about 1 lap. Oh, as Shorty hits the curb, he's gonna lose his speed here. Not a good place to do so. So he's not gonna improve his time on that lap. Edster is at second place. Seems to be about the same. No, he's actually a bit closer now. He's 11 seconds behind Marius89. So maybe there's still a small glimmer of hope for Edster to challenge Marius89 for first place. As we have Calvi now at third place. What? Looks like Shorty made a major mistake, as I was not spectating him. Will pass Calvi though in the corkscrew, so he's back to third again. But Yeah, a bit of a blunder here for Shorty. So we have a close fight now between him and Calvi for 3rd place. And then Saper, oh, seems to have lost all his speed before the stretch. Otherwise, he wasn't too far behind, but now he's gonna lose a lot of time against Calvi and Shorty. So a bit unfortunate here for Saper. Chuck then at 6th place, now gaining a lot on Saper because of that mistake. About to overlap Firestorm. We have Mash at 7th place, not too far behind Chuck either. Then we have Firestorm at 8th. Losco at 9th. MC Robert at 10th. Lars at 11th. Cure from Black at 13th or 12th. Looks like Real Salvador has also left the server, so has Klaus. So we are down to 12 players. Cure from Black at last place right now. Mash overlapping in. And Morris89 now having crossed 102 checkpoints out of 195. Getting a question here in the chat. Can I compete in the middle of the race or is it against the rules? You cannot join the server because they have added a password. So you need to be on the server before the race starts. And Morris through another lap here. And let's once we go to the corkscrew, let's use the overview camera and see how far behind Esther is. Seems to be about the same. And I think Esther needs to rely on Morris to make some kind of mistake here, because otherwise I don't really see him losing this much time. But let's see how far behind Edster is. Here's Shorty and Calvi. But they are of course one lap behind Morris A9. Edster seems to be really far behind. Might have lost additional time. That looks to be the case as he goes through the corkscrew again. Hunting down Mash. So yeah, looks like Morris may have built up his lead even more. And Calvi is actually at 3rd place still. So he's keeping up with Shorty. Although Shorty seems to build up more speed here, so he's gonna go back to 3rd place again. But back and forth between Shorty and Calvi. Might have an exciting finish to the race between these two players. There's no lap counter on the server, unfortunately, but you can see the checkpoint counter to the right. Morris now having crossed 111 checkpoints, and there's 195 checkpoints in total. So we are closing in on the end here, but still a while to go before it's over. Shorty improving his local record again, 50.36. It's getting closer to gaining the world record now. Morris still having it, and it looks like I missed an improvement here from Morris. He got a time of 49.88 now, so Morris A9 with that time under 50 seconds. He's at 1st place, and he's also setting the fastest times. Now Shorty building up the lead over Calvi. 4 seconds or so, maybe a bit less. I think Shorty is setting faster times than Calvi, but he's also maybe making a couple of more mistakes, which is why it's pretty close between these two players. Oh, Calvi going outside of the road. But no penalty there by the looks of it, as he mistimes the entry of the corkscrew. That's gonna cost him a bit of time as well. So Shorty now in front with a couple of more seconds. He was down to 11th place in the start, but gradually learned the track and now is up on the podium. Can he catch up to Edster though? I don't think so. He's almost 1 lap in front, so that's probably not going to be doable for Shorty. I wonder if they even have to enter the pit stops twice. We'll see. I believe it's called the corkscrew, that's why I'm calling it that. It's pretty iconic racing section. And the circuit is called Laguna Seca, I believe. This is not actually the actual course that is used in Formula 1 this season, but MC Robert wasn't able to complete that version, so that's why we're playing on this circuit instead as a replacement. Yeah, all the cars are they all have the same physics. It's only the cosmetics that looks differently. So Edster is wearing a custom skin, custom 3D skin that someone's made, maybe even himself, I'm not sure. So yeah, Edster, I guess, will take 2nd place, Morris 89 first, and Shorty, if he can avoid crashing, will take 3rd. That looks to be the top 3 for this race, even though we have quite a lot of checkpoints to pass. But not really too many exciting battles in the top. Let's see, lower back. We do have Chuck and Calvi being close to each other, going for 4th place. Calvi seems to keep losing time on Shorty, can't even see him now. Oh, Shorty with a crash! He was standing still. Alright, so as I said, if Shorty keeps on crashing, we could maybe see Calvi or maybe even Chuck taking that 3rd place from him. Saper maybe a bit too far behind, as you see also Edster overlapping Saper. So yeah, could be interesting here between Calvi and Shorty, and also Chuck for 3rd place. No, the purpose of these tracks is to try and mimic the actual Formula 1 tracks as much as possible. They are all made by MC Robert. Oh, and as I was talking about that, looks like Calvi passed Shorty over the stretch. So Shorty not able to stay consistent. Maybe trying to go a bit too much time attack, trying to get that world record. Maybe that's what's going on. But yeah, now he's squeezed between in between Chuck and Calvi here. Calvi again back to 3rd place. Morris having... Oh, what a flip from Calvi! Where did that come from? That was unexpected to say the least. Calvi with a massive flip, at least able to avoid landing on his back, so he didn't have to respawn. It looks like he also didn't hit any penalty boxes, so he doesn't have to enter the pit stop here an extra time. So all in all, Calvi a bit lucky with that, but yeah, what a flip, and that's gonna cost him a ton of time. He's down to 6th place. Saper also passing him, so yeah, with that, Calvi no longer in the battle for 3rd place. Meanwhile, we also see Edster with a really fast time, 50.04. Second Dedimania record. Yeah, that's pretty devastating for Calvi. Just shows that one mistake can cost you a lot in this game. But again, at least he didn't land on his back, because then he would have had to respawn, and there's only 3 checkpoints on the whole track, so if the checkpoint was really far behind, then he would have, you know, lost a lot of time with that. And then also he didn't have to enter the pit stop an extra time, so could have been much worse for Calvi, but yeah, can't be happy with that. No longer able to get up on the podium. And looks like Shorty is now... oh! What is Shorty doing? Shorty crashing hard here as I was switching to him, and Saper and Chuck both passing him, and also Calvi. None of the players able to keep up their focus. Oh, and then Chuck also crashing. What's going on? Calvi as well again. They are dropping like flies. And Chuck is now... no, wait. Shorty... No, Saper is up to 3rd place. What a development of this race. Saper somehow up to 3rd place, and he's got a big lead as well. Well, I'm not gonna call it, because who knows what's gonna happen to Saper. We have passed 140 checkpoints now, so not too many laps left to go. Let's switch to Morris 89 here for a brief moment. Seems to be business as usual for him. He's ahead of Edster with 1 checkpoint. Let's see if you can see how many seconds he's ahead. He's 19 seconds, I saw there for a brief moment. So 19 seconds between Morris 89 and Edster at 2nd place. So Edster not able to get any closer here. And of course, since the players behind him are... I don't know what they're doing, but... well, they're not gaining on Edster, that's for sure. So Edster looking to take 2nd place here. Saper still in front of Shorty, who's at 4th place now. Calvi is at 5th. And Chuck, who I think he was at 3rd place there for a moment, now down to 6th. So yeah, it's kind of funny. And Mash is actually a lot closer to Chuck now. Will Mash get up on the podium here? Who knows? Oh no, he's gonna hit an invisible wall instead, and I think that's what Calvi did as well, although he didn't hit it directly like Mash did. So yeah, you really have to make sure you stay on the road on these tracks, because yeah, as we see Mash hitting another invisible wall. Yeah, it's kind of tricky actually. Seems like they are really close to the road as well, so if you're just having like one of your wheels slightly out on the side here, you may run the risk of hitting an invisible wall. Back to Saper again. See how far ahead he is of Shorty. Not really much of a difference. And then next up would be Calvi. Oh, as Losco also hits that invisible wall. Calvi will not. Builds up good speed here, but he is quite far behind. And so is Chuck. And here is Morris 89 in the lead and on his way to win yet another race in the Black Angel Team Championship 2015. Lars is standing still for some reason. Okay, he's still driving. 150 checkpoints for Morris 89. So he got 45 checkpoints left to go. And now overlapping Shorty for the 2nd time, I believe. I think that would be the case. Yeah, pretty sure of that. Shorty though with more speed here. And Shorty actually having allowed Calvi to pass him, so that's why he was together with Morrissey 9. Calvi now up to 4th place. And now, of course, that means that Saper is even further ahead at 3rd. So it looks like Saper is about to take that 3rd place. Although I did say that Shorty would probably take 3rd a couple of laps ago, and then all hell broke loose. So yeah, not gonna call anything. As we do see the warning message for Saper, we will have the players entering the pit stop one more time at least. So twice per, or twice here in the whole race. That's a huge difference actually from how it's been in the past races. Saper's gonna waste no time entering the pit stop. The first opportunity he got, hits the wall there, so he's gonna lose a bit of time with that. We'll see if the others enter the pit stop as well. Calvi did not. So he's gaining a lot on Saper, but we'll have to enter the pit stop at least one more time. So keep that in mind. Saper still in the lead, even though Calvi will pass him here, or maybe not. Shorty also not entering it, and he's pretty close to Calvi now. And then we also see Marius 89 just in front. Ooh. Shorty being very aggressive there. Hit the brakes very late. Didn't really pay off though. It's actually losing some time. And looks like Shaq has stopped playing. He's down to 11th, and he's not actually even on the server anymore, it looks like. So Shaq given up. And I think Shorty may have hit the curb there, so again losing more and more time. He drove so well the first half of the race, but the second half we're really not able to keep the same type of pace. See if he will... oh, actually, Shorty entered the pit stop already. Huh. Calvi entering it now. So Shorty actually in front. Okay, so that makes more sense. So Shorty actually not making any mistakes here. Again, it's a bit hard to keep track of what's going on with this pit stop system. So Calvi now down to 5th place again, Shorty at 4th, and then Saper is at the 3rd place here. And actually not that far in front of Shorty, so Shorty may still get on the podium. Yeah, I missed that Shorty went to the pit stop. Thought he had made a mistake, but nope. Edster in the pit stop now, leaving it. But yeah, he's going to take 2nd place. Oh, as he hits an invisible wall. Now we'll continue driving. He's 4 checkpoints behind Morris 89 now, so maybe up to 30 seconds now between these two players. See if Morris have entered the pit stop. No, not yet. There's no rush doing so. Especially since it doesn't seem to get the black screen. So yeah, I suppose most exciting thing to follow right now is Shorty versus Saper for 3rd place. Otherwise, it's very dragged out, as it usually is here in the end of the race. It's still cool to see that it's so close between Shorty and Saper! Shorty hitting the brakes even later this time. And that's gonna be a big loss for Shorty, as he was just about to pass Saper as well. And now he's back to square one. Yeah, Shorty maybe driving a bit too risky. Edster now overlapping him. So now that might not be exciting either. Saper keeping 3rd place. But it does feel like Shorty is he's always getting close, and then it's like he's losing everything he built up. So maybe he can get back one more time to challenge Saper. He takes it very carefully through the corkscrew. Does not want to take any unnecessary risks here, especially not with just a few laps left to go. No sign of Shorty. Morris 89 up to 174 out of 195 checkpoints. So Saper on his way to take 3rd place. Here's Shorty at 4th, keeping up with Edster. Is anyone close to him? Nope. As Edster crashing. And it looks like Morris 89 is actually about to overlap Edster at 2nd place. So that just shows how dominant Morris 89 is in this race. 7 laps left apparently, so soon the race will be over, and it looks like Morris Edster and Saper will be on the podium unless Shorty can get back again, and he's catching up rapidly to Saper every single time, and then every single time he ends up making some kind of big blunder once he is caught up completely to Saper. And I think this will be his last chance, so we'll see if he can make it count. Definitely getting closer for each lap. $15 more checkpoints for Morris 89. Also see that it's pretty close between Losco, Lars and MC Robert. They're about 1 checkpoint between them, so fairly close at least, but not really the same as Saper versus Shorty. 1 more lap, and we see Shorty now again being a bit closer. Can he pull it off? Ooh, Shorty outside of the road. So into the corkscrew again. Such a important part of the track. You don't want to make a mistake there. It's gonna cost you a lot of time, but it's also a place where Shorty can actually gain a lot, and it looks like that's what he's doing. He's doing it much much better than Saper, and again getting closer here, but Saper is still in front. Even though it's only a few seconds. Oh, stumbles a bit. See how much he will gain this time after the corkscrew. This time actually it looked like Saper built up more speed at the exit, so Shorty not really gaining that much. Saper also with good speed over the stretch, keeping his lead. 188 checkpoints now. Oh, Saper with a mistake hits the curb and Shorty is up to 3rd place. Critical crash there from Saper. Mistimed the turn slightly and hit the curb, which made him lose his grip on the road. Shorty up to 3rd place again. Can he keep it though? Seen him in this position before, not able to do so. But let's take Morris A9 into the finish though. He got one more lap after this. Will take home the BA Championship United States GP and further extend his lead in the overall rankings. Of course, knowing that he's already secured 1st place in the season after having won the majority of the races so far. Here he is into the final lap. It's actually about to overlap Saper as well. So we can follow both Morris A9 reaching the finish and the fight between Saper and Shorty. Here's the corkscrew for the last time. Morris does it well, catching up a lot to Saper actually. One more turn now remaining. No mistakes, and Morris will actually be able to overlap Saper here just before he finishes at 1st place. So congratulations to Morris A9, yet another 1st place. Edster is up next, will take 2nd place. 50.08 last lap, says Morris A9. Yeah, I had a feeling that was a pretty good lap. And of course he also improved the world record during this race, 49.88. So another impressive win by Marius. Here is Edster through the final corners. Will take 2nd place. And he is of course at 2nd place in the overall standings as well. So Edster, oh, actually got one more lap after this. As we see that Saper is back to 3rd place. Saper back to 3rd place again, as he has a slow last corner. So it's still very, very close here between Saper and Shorty for 3rd place. So Edster actually 2 laps behind Marius 89 in the end. I thought it was only 1. Also we see a countdown, 10 minutes once 1st place finishes. That's the amount of time that the other players got to finish. So here comes Edster now. One more corner remaining. Gonna finish at 2nd place. Now let's switch to Shorty and Saper. This is the last lap. Just a few more turns left to go. Saper or Shorty, who's gonna take it? The last turn will decide it. Oh, and it's going to be Shorty. Saper with a bad last turn. Shorty will take 3rd. Saper at 4th place. Really cool fight between those 2 players. And here is now Calvi at 5th place. Had a chance to get on the podium, but then had that really unfortunate flip that cost him maybe up to 10 seconds or more. So Calvi gonna finish at 5th place. Next up is Mash. He's also on the last lap. One more turn. Doesn't get the drift, but it's enough to stay in front. And Mash will take 6th. Firestorm is actually 1 lap behind. Looking to take 7th place. And that one is really close to Firestorm. Lars is at 8th place. No, MC Robert is at 8th place. Seems like we have a close battle between those 2 players as well. So Firestorm finishing now will take 7th. And MC Robert is next up. Yeah, really close here between Lars and MC Robert. Lars with a penalty, but he doesn't have to go into the pit stop, of course, since he's on the last lap. But it looks like he lost his 8th place just before the end here. Actually, they have 1 more lap after this, so could still gain it back. But we do see the screen turning darker here, I believe, or it will at least. So this might not be enough for Lars. Eventually he won't see anything and then he's forced to respawn. Will he have enough visibility here? Doesn't look like he will, to be honest. Still a long way to go before the end. We see now Lars not able to see anything. Unless it's a bug. Sometimes it is. Looks like it is a bug, so Lars is actually still seeing everything. But it looks like he will lose his 8th place. MC Robert with a good final lap, even though he crashes here in the last turn. Lars with much more speed, but then hits the bowler there in the end. So MC Robert still in front at 8th, Lars at 9th place, and here's Losko really close as well at 10th. And then we only got Kier from Black, still driving with 5 minutes left on the clock. He got a couple of laps left to go, but should have enough time to finish at least. But yeah, I think I like the change with the pit stops. I think it's better that you don't need to enter it as often anymore. So that's a good change. Still wish it was a bit easier to keep track of what's going on, especially with the fuel, but it's maybe for the future. So Kier from Black still with a couple of more laps to go. But I'm pretty sure he should have enough time to finish the race. Oh, apparently you can see those invisible walls, or some can at least. Maybe it depends on what kind of graphics settings you use. I can't see them though, that's for sure. Alright, Kier from Black with 2 more laps left to go and 3 minutes left on the clock, so it will be pretty close, but he should have enough time here to finish. And while we are waiting for Kier from Black to finish, I can say that this Friday I'm casting ESWC 2015. It's also taking place on Saturday and Sunday, so looking forward to that. It's going to start at 9:30 AM CET in the morning on Friday with the time attack qualifiers. 16 players have either been invited or qualified to the event. Carl Jr. is the defending champion. Will have the opportunity to defend his title for the second time in a row. And if he does so, he would be the first player to win 3 World Championships. So that will be interesting to follow. Kier van Black on his last lap now. Just a few more turns remaining, 2 minutes left on the clock. About to take 11th place. Here's the last turn for Kier van Black. As he drives through the finish line. So that's gonna be the race. Let's summarize it. Morris 89 with another impressive win. 2 laps in front of Edster, I believe, who will take 2nd place. And then Shorty taking that 3rd place just in front of Saper. Those two having a crazy fight for so many laps. So that was really cool to see. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me. And the next race of the BA Championship 2015 will be the Mexican GP, I believe, on November 5th. At the same time, as usual, 9:30 p.m. CET. But that's gonna be it for me. Thank you all for watching, and see you next time.